stabbed myself and I killed my 2 children.
You stabbed yourself and killed your 2 children?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's your name?
Brandi Worley.
And where are the children at?
In my daughter's room on the floor.
In your daughter's room on the floor?
Witnesses in this case, and a detective will be attempting to interview Brandi Worley as soon as her medical condition allows. I can't imagine the pain and the grief that these families are experiencing this morning.
I also had a chance to meet with a woman who lives around the block from Brandi Worley, and she wanted to point out that she helped the children just a couple of days ago make a birthday card for their mom, and here's a copy of that card. I hope you can see it. It says, "Happy birthday, Mommy," from Tyler and Charlie, and inside is this inscription: "You're so special, Mommy. If ever any mommy was loved a whole bunch, you must know who it is. Just bet you do."
In today's episode of Monsters Among Us, we delve into the chilling tale of Brandi Worley, a wife and mother from Indiana, whose fear of her husband's departure drove her to unspeakable acts. Join us as we uncover the haunting details of her story. Brandi Worley was born on November 10, 1986. Most people who knew her would describe her as laid back, which may be one of the many things her future husband, Jason Worley, loved about her at the time. In fact, the two hit it off quickly in the early 2000s, first getting engaged in 2007 and then officially tying the knot in 2009. It didn't take long for Brandi to become pregnant with the couple's first child, a little boy named Tyler, who was born 10 weeks early. As excited new parents of a newborn who needed extra care due to being premature, the couple made a vow to one another. They would always put the wants and needs of their children first, no matter what. The next several years were spent in mostly pure bliss, with both Jason and Brandi choosing to try for another child. 4 years after giving birth to Tyler, the couple would welcome a new little bundle of joy into the world, a girl named Charlie. After Charlie's birth, things started to go downhill between Jason and Brandi. In Jason's opinion, Brandi was becoming more distant, and he began to believe that she was having an affair with someone else. In fact, he was so concerned that something might be going on behind his back. He started snooping around and would soon discover that his wife had cheated on him. Jason had recently taken on additional responsibilities and a new project at work, requiring him to clock roughly 60 hours or more per week. The strain of these long hours left him stressed and utterly exhausted. In May 2015, he noticed a change in Brandi's behavior when she suddenly added a password to her phone, a move she had never made before. When Jason confronted her about it, Brandi explained that she was planning a surprise Father's Day present and didn't want him to accidentally stumble upon any spoilers. However, just 1 week later, she confessed to feeling guilty about keeping a significant secret and revealed that she had enlisted the help of their neighbor, an experienced contractor, to build a home office for Jason. Despite sharing this information with Jason, Brandi persisted in keeping a password on her phone, fueling Jason's lingering suspicions. As a result, he bided his time until morning when Brandi hopped into the shower, seizing the opportunity to swiftly sift through her phone before the password-protected lock engaged. As he scrolled through her text messages, he stumbled upon unsettling exchanges, including one where Brandi wrote, "I'm all covered in frosting. You wanna lick it off?" Although taken aback, Jason attempted to maintain composure, uncertain whether Brandi's words were merely jest or something more ominous. However, as time went by, the neighbor would begin showing up at the house all the time, and the office renovation work was taking much longer than anticipated. At this point, Jason starts to do more digging to see what he can find. He comes across Brandi's Google timeline, using it to check her phone's GPS. He would soon discover that Brandi was regularly trying to meet up with the neighbor without telling him. Upon discovering yet more flirtatious exchanges, including declarations of love between Brandi and the neighbor, Jason resolved to confront Brandi directly, right in front of the neighbor and his girlfriend. However, when he broached the subject with Brandi, she immediately entered denial mode. Even when faced with undeniable evidence, such as the incriminating text messages, Brandi resorted to blaming Jason, citing his busy work schedule and resulting stress as the catalyst for her infidelity. While Jason endeavored to push past the betrayal for the sake of their children, the weight of his wife's betrayal lingered heavily on his mind. Unable to shake the torment of imagining Brandi with another man, Jason sought solace and guidance by turning to Reddit, reaching out for advice on how to navigate the tumultuous waters of his marriage. In his viral Reddit post, Jason candidly revealed a painful truth. "I caught my wife cheating on me over a year ago. Despite trying to move forward, the weight of it all still lingers." The outpouring of support and advice from the Reddit community echoed his sentiments, urging him to prioritize his own well-being. Many empathized with his struggle, affirming that he deserved better than the betrayal he endured. After thinking about it, Jason came to the decision that it was time to end his marriage with Brandi. On November 16, 2016, Jason filed for divorce from Brandi. However, they carried on with their day as usual, attending Charlie's dance recital together before having a family dinner with both kids. After dinner, Brandi told Jason she needed to run to Walmart for pipe cleaners for Tyler's school project. She left the house, and Jason stayed home with the kids, playing with them until bedtime. He tucked them in, telling them he loved them, as he always did. Little did he know, tragedy would strike just a few hours later. While at Walmart, Brandi decided against purchasing pipe cleaners, opting instead to buy a sharp combat knife. Later, upon returning home, she approached Tyler in his room, suggesting a sleepover in Charlie's room before guiding them in that direction. Once there, Brandi sat atop her son and tragically used the combat knife bought earlier at Walmart to end his life. Sadly, around this time, Charlie would awaken from a peaceful slumber. Brandi would comfort Charlie, assuring her that everything was all right. Charlie would soon drift back into sleep, trusting her mother's words. Little did she know Brandi's dark intentions. Tragically, she would wield the same knife she used on Tyler, now turning it on Charlie, ending her innocent life as well. Afterward, Brandi grasped the knife, endeavoring to inflict harm upon herself by aiming for her neck, yet the injury she inflicted upon herself paled in comparison to the tragic fate she imposed upon her two young children. Meanwhile, Jason remained asleep, oblivious to the harrowing events that had unfolded. Brandi, overwhelmed by guilt and desperation, dialed her mother's number, seeking solace in confession. Urged by her mother, she hastily contacted the authorities before her mother swiftly made her way to Brandi and Jason's residence. At 4:35 a.m., Brandi dialed 911, confessing to the dispatcher that she had harmed her children. She disclosed that she had not only stabbed her children, but also tried to take her own life with a combat knife. Remarkably composed, she maintained her composure throughout the conversation with the dispatcher, displaying an unusual calmness devoid of tears or hysteria, which is typically expected in such situations. While still on the line, Brandi conveyed to the dispatcher her reasoning behind the tragic act, stating that she felt compelled to end her children's lives due to her husband's intention to divorce her and seek full custody. She expressed her fear of losing her children to him, compelling her to resort to the unthinkable. Simultaneously, Brandi's mother arrived at the residence and took hold of the phone, engaging with the dispatcher, who instructed her to inspect the children in the bedroom. Hastening to Charlie's room, Brandi's mother was overcome with hysteria upon discovering her two grandchildren lifeless. Her piercing screams roused Jason from his slumber, propelling him upstairs to witness his mother-in-law in a state of distress, with Brandi maintaining an unnervingly composed demeanor in the room. It was then that she uttered, "Now you can't take the kids from me."
I just stabbed myself and I killed my 2 children.
You stabbed yourself and killed your 2 children?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's your name?
Brandi Worley.
And where are the children at?
In my daughter's room on the floor.
In your daughter's room on the floor? Okay. And what caused you to do this today?
My husband wanted a divorce and wanted to take my kid. I won't let him have my kid.
Okay, and how old are your children?
7 and 3.
7 and 3? Okay. And where did you stab yourself at?
In the neck.
Okay, are you bleeding?
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Okay, and where are you at?
In my living room.
You're in your living room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and are you armed now with the knife still?
No, it's in my children's room.
Okay, where's your husband at?
Downstairs somewhere.
Okay, what's his condition?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
And when you say downstairs, is he in a basement or?
Yeah.
Okay, what's his name?
Jason.
Jason? Jason Worley?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any other weapons with you?
Yeah. No.
No? Okay. And what are you feeling right now? I mean, you're tired? Are you where?
Yeah. I took a lot of.
You took a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the front door unlocked?
No, we don't use it.
You just use the back door?
Yeah. Side. It's on the side. It's unlocked.
Okay. And is there anyone else in the residence besides your children and you and your husband?
I called my mom.
You called your mom? What did she say?
To hang up and call 911. And she'd be here in a second.
Upon police arrival, they were confronted with a horrifying sight. Tyler and Charlie lay lifeless in the bedroom. With Brandi's confession implicating her in the crime, authorities promptly arrested her at the residence, levying 2 charges of murder against her. Subsequently, Brandi Worley stood trial and entered a guilty plea for the murders of both her son, Tyler, and daughter, Charlie. Throughout the proceedings, many were appalled by Brandi's apparent lack of compassion, empathy, and emotion. She maintained a stoic expression, seemingly unfazed by the gravity of her actions in ending the lives of her own children. Throughout Brandi's trial, her legal team sought to argue that she had been severely depressed, leading to a significant deterioration in her mental health and overall well-being. Despite their efforts to secure a lighter sentence for her, Brandi Worley was ultimately convicted of murder and received individual sentences for each child. Consequently, she was sentenced to 120 years in prison to be served consecutively. Brandi faces a lifetime behind bars, yet this offers little solace for the enduring anguish and sorrow that Jason Worley will carry with him for the remainder of his days, mourning the loss of his children.
I also had a chance to meet with a woman who lives around the block from Brandi Worley, and she wanted to point out that she helped the children just a couple of days ago make a birthday card for their mom, and here's a copy of that card. I hope you can see it. It says, "Happy birthday, Mommy," from Tyler and Charlie, and inside is this inscription: "You're so special, Mommy. If ever any mommy was loved a whole bunch, you must know who it is. Just bet you do. And if ever any wish was filled with hugs and kisses, this is. And Mommy, you can bet they're all for you. Happy birthday, Tyler and Charlie."